Today, we're going to talk about something that every one of us needs, and by the time that we're done, it's going to be something that all of you are going to want as well. It's something simple, it's just YouTube TV, but I guarantee you it's a product that's going to make life easier and better for you. Every one of us consumes media every day, and if you're like me, you're probably tired of spending more time trying to figure out what you're going to watch than actually watching it. There are a million different platforms, a million different streaming services, and they're all doing the same thing. They're trying to replace traditional cable and or satellite TV. And if you're my age or older, and maybe for some of you younger people, you're going to remember satellite TV and cable and a time when that was all that you had. Now there are a million different options, but you need to stop doing that, and to jump on the YouTube TV bandwagon is so much more simple. While it's not going to completely replace Netflix and Hulu and all of those other streaming services, it's certainly going to take a lot of the guesswork out of trying to find your favorite shows. It's going to make watching it much more satisfying, and it's going to condense everything into one-stop shopping, more or less. For those of you who are out there every day trying to figure out what production company puts out this TV show, what Disney does and doesn't own, in order to minimize the time you spend trying to figure out which streaming service to watch, YouTube TV is the answer. Most of those shows can be found on YouTube TV, and it's a very simple scrolling through the channel process that's really reminiscent of the way we used to watch basic cable or satellite TV. So it makes everything a lot easier, and it takes all of the research out of what you're trying to do. And it's something that at the end of the day isn't going to make life just easier. It's also going to make it cheaper. There are plenty of people that are hanging on to basic cable, or they're hanging on to satellite TV for a lot of the reasons I just mentioned. They're not ready to give up on shows that they like, and they're certainly not ready to give up on sports. And for those of us that are as crazy about things like football as we are at Bama, you don't necessarily want to look for the ESPN app or whatever streaming service it is that's carrying that specific game. YouTube TV condenses all of that into one spot. You can watch network television, you can rent movies, there's a DVR function, and you can get a lot of the same things that you can get on all of these streaming services all in one spot. And the best part, the kicker, it's much cheaper than satellite TV, and it's much cheaper than cable. Significantly cheaper for most people. On top of all of that, this is a service that, like streaming, goes wherever you go. As long as you have a Wi-Fi connection and a device, you can watch all of these things wherever you are. Maybe best of all, it also takes away contracts. Much like Netflix or Hulu or most of the other popular streaming services, this is something that you can drop every month if you'd like and pick back up the following month. It's something that you can hang on to for as long as you'd like to. So it really has all of the best features of streaming services and none of the drawbacks. And it certainly gives you all of the best attributes of traditional cable and traditional satellite for a much cheaper cost. And it really bundles all of these things together in a great way. It's something you need to go out there and do, and it's super easy to do. Taking action takes about 10 minutes. Once you set up an account, you're good to go right that moment, and you can stop it at any time, and there's no extra fees. It's something I've had for 3 years now, and I think the price may have gone up once by a couple of dollars. I feel like it's a hidden gem out there, and I hope at this point you realize it's something you need, and I hope at this point it's something that you want.